Hi everyone, welcome to Tony Fox Tarot. Thanks for joining me today and great to have you with me. Today we are looking at a no contact situation. Is this person going to reach out? We'll break the reading down by having a look to see who this person is and what your relationship is with them. How are they thinking and feeling about you? How do you think and feel about them? How has it actually come to this? Why is this person not actually contacting you? We'll look at the past and we'll look at the present and we'll look at a future outcome as to whether this person will reach out. Before we get started, if you want to go down below and hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Please like and share this video where you can. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Before you on the screen, we've got 4 different cards to choose from, and the idea is to choose a card that resonates with you really clearly. Once you've made that choice, that will be your reading. It's fine to choose more than one card if it comes through for you really strongly. And remember, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave behind anything that doesn't. We've got card 1, 2, 3, and 4. Taking a moment to be with the cards, drawing in a nice deep breath, and as you release the breath, listening to your intuition, your inner voice, and the energy of the cards. Which of these comes through for you the strongest today? Is it card 1, 2, 3, or 4? Down below, there are 4 different timestamps representing each of these different cards. If you'd like to go to the one that you've chosen, I will see you in a moment. Everyone, welcome to card number 1. This is your reading. We're looking at a no contact situation, so let's see what's going on. Is this person going to reach out to you? Starting over here with the Magician and the 2 of Pentacles, looking to the past. I felt like this is a very close relationship, very intertwined into each other's lives in a way where I feel like you've spent an enormous amount of time together. There's been a lot of opportunity with this person in a way where I feel like you've really helped them and they've really helped you to kind of take hold of things in life that maybe you wouldn't have done with anybody else. I feel like here with yourself, the Magician and the 2 of Pentacles, I feel like you're a very supportive person. I don't think that you ever say no to this other person. You know, like I kind of feel like you're just there at the ready to help them, to support them, to give them what they need to make the best out of life. I feel like you're very there for them in terms of a heartfelt kind of, you know, you kind of drop everything just to kind of address what's going on for them in a way that just feels very natural. I don't think you've ever thought twice to kind of think about giving this person a part of yourself, you know, in a way that just is really genuine. I feel, again, very close relationship. I do feel like you've really been there for each other in a very intrinsic way. I wonder what kind of relationship this was. It certainly could be an intimate relationship, but it could be a friend, could be a family member. I just feel like your worlds are very intertwined. You know, everything you do orbits around each other, orbits around each other's lives in a way where there's no getting away from each other. It kind of feels very sort of soulmate orientated in many ways. I just feel like a kinship, a sort of very deep closeness that feels like it's going to last forever. It feels like it has lasted forever. I think a big part of the success of this relationship has been based on your efforts. I think you've really poured an enormous amount of work, of dedication, of interest into this person. I think you've seen something in them that has just really sparked you in a way where you can see an enormous amount of potential in this person and what is it they're about. I think you see something in them that nobody else does, perhaps. You've gifted a lot to them. Maybe you've given them a lot of things, you know, materially, a lot of your time, maybe even money. Definitely an alignment here in a way that just kind of feels that this is a very close relationship. And if I come up here to the High Priestess and the 2 of Cups, feel like this is a good place to start with the other person in the past. I feel like they've taken a step back. Things have become a little bit more a little unclear, really, as to where things are going and what their intentions are about. I wonder whether this person had pulled back here with a high priestess. You know, it just kind of feels like it's a little bit vague. They're not really there in the same kind of capacity maybe that they used to be. I feel like there's a lot of excuses maybe not to spend time with you. They just don't seem to be as on board, as committed, or present even when they are with you. You know, when they are with you, I kind of feel like they're distant. They're not telling you how they really feel deep down. Maybe they're just going through the motions. They're telling you things at a surface level, but there's just an inclination here with the High Priestess that makes me feel a little uneasy as to what's really going on for them in terms of their process. I don't feel like they're being quite honest with you. Yeah, I feel like they're holding back. I also felt here with the Two of Cups. You know, I wonder whether for some of you, this person has started spending time with other people in a way that excludes you. Maybe it's one person in particular. Maybe they've taken an interest in other things with people who are engaging them in a way that makes you feel excluded. I feel a lot of distraction going on here with these two cards. I felt also, you know, the High Priestess being a card of the future, I kind of thought maybe this person is just not clear about what they want for the future with you. Everything feels very uncommitted, and a lot of things are falling short here in terms of their expression of what's going on for them, how it is that they really feel for you. I kind of feel maybe conversations are kind of falling short and just not kind of hitting the mark. Maybe their intentions in terms of setting up to do things with you, you know, they're just not following through in a way that concludes the outcome and gives you confidence that, you know, everything's okay. I feel, and also I feel like they're very distracted. I feel like they're very distracted by other people. You know, I kind of feel like there's other things going on with other people in a way where they're just not giving you the time of day that they perhaps were doing once before. It's definitely a withdrawal into a sort of like an unclear process that maybe isn't even clear within themselves. They're certainly not being clear with you. It just feels like it's really cooled down, and what this says to me is they've become very unreliable in terms of the connection with you. Yeah. Over here to Temperance and the 10 of Swords. I do feel here with these two cards that this person is more in the present, and I hear this is more in the present. I just feel that this person has gone down a particular road. I kind of feel like they've kind of come to the end of things. They don't want to go on with this any further. They don't want to try anymore. I kind of feel like they've given up on you in a way that has just kind of reached a bit of a dead end, you know. But I don't feel like they've actually communicated that to you. I don't feel like this person has reached out. I don't feel like they've called you. I don't feel like they've messaged you, said anything to other people. There is no articulation of their reasoning. It's just kind of, they've just held back. You know, it's gone from really vague and uncommitted and unreliable into nothing at all, in a way where there's no clear communication for me. I don't feel like this person wants to try. I don't feel like they're picking up the pieces to really give it a go. But here with Temperance, I do feel like they're really going over it still. You know, I kind of feel like they're back and forthing in a way that is certainly deliberating the connection with you. I think they know deep down that they're not doing the right thing by withholding, by not actually clearly communicating with you. I feel like this person is afraid to confront you. They're afraid of what the outcome will be and how that it will make them look. But I think also they're really afraid of how it's going to make you feel. I don't feel like they're very prepared to confront those kinds of emotions, maybe also those sorts of outcomes. This is very messy for me. I just don't feel like they're saying anything about their position, about what's going on, about how they feel, about how you might feel. It's a total lack of any closure whatsoever. You know, like, it feels very immature. But it's frightened, right? It's you know, it's gone from evasive tactics into denial, is what this is for me. I feel like this person is allowing this situation to become really unhealthy, and their avoidance has just gotten the better of them. It's like they're just not dealing with this at all. Yeah, coming down here to the Devil and the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like this is more in the here and now for yourself. I feel a definite kind of push to communicate with this person, like despite all of these things that are going on. You know, you're a very positive, very engaged, very active person who is solution focused. I kind of feel like you're actioning things all the time. You can see that here with the Magician. You can see that here with the Two of Pentacles. You're always looking at both sides of the coin. You're always trying to figure out what's going on in a way where you keep things going, initiating opportunity to kind of, you know, keep the balls rolling. Here with the Devil and the Eight of Pentacles, you know, like, you know, it's really gone under your skin that this person is doing this because they've taken your power away. They've taken away any opportunity for you to be able to engage with them in a way that just kind of feels really natural to you. You know, you're having to deal with somebody else's issues here in a way that kind of makes it your issue too. And I think that that's actually really biting down into your experience in a way where you're kind of very, very much resenting this person. I feel insulted here. Despite that though, like, you know, the Devil, you know, like very motivated energy. I mean, you know, this person has annoyed you to the nth degree, but here with the Eight of Pentacles, you're persisting, you're carrying this forward in a way where you're trying to communicate with them. I feel like you're really trying to trying to come in from all different angles to get some kind of response from this person, you know, whether that's emailing, texting, phoning, social media, other friends, colleagues, whoever it is. I kind of feel like you're pulling it all out and, you know, you're just pushing it all forward and shoving it into this person's direction in a way where you're not going to give up. You're very determined here, very determined. I feel insulted, I feel demoralized, but at the same time, I feel principled. It's like, you know, how can you do this to me? Like, you know, how can you just kind of push me aside and, you know, pretend none of this is happening? You know, like you know, I feel better. I'm better than that. It's sort of gone into a new experience of feeling you have to prove a point, right? You have to show them an example that you're not just going to give up that easily. So a lot of effort going in here, refusing to give up, a determined, like a determination to get a response. At the same time, you know, like it's, as I say, it's all biting down, you know, feelings of rejection, of being insulted. It's demoralized, you know, and I'm rewarded because you're not getting anything for this or from this situation. And also you're doing all of the work. Yeah. I think maybe that's where the Devil is really kind of showing its head, because when you look at the past, yeah, you've definitely been the one that has been the initiator in this particular relationship. You've always been the one seeing what's going on in a way where you've had this person's back. You've always given an enormous amount to keep this going. You've seen an enormous amount in this person in a way where perhaps you've really invested into them and taken a really special interest into the way they live their lives, who it is that they are, what it is they're doing, but also to bring the two of you really close together as well. In very, very, very difficult sort of circumstances. I'll come over here to the Sun and the Queen of Wands, because I feel like this is the outcome in terms of your timeline. I feel like you're going to get to a point where you're going to turn your back on this person. And I think you'll realize that, you know, you wasted a lot of time trying to get this over the line, and there's no joy in it. Yeah. Here with the Sun, I just kind of feeling, you know, like a lighter, brighter, more elevated position of just feeling here with the Queen of Wands. I just don't feel like I want to make that much effort anymore, and I feel better to be here on my own without this person. Like life is easier without them. I don't feel like I have to work so hard anymore. You know, it kind of just feels like everything really lightens up for you in a way where you're much happier without the burden of this person in your world. I feel like you're just going to get on with it. Focus on other things. Turn your back on this person in a way that says, look, you know, I'm done. You know, it's time to move on. I think you'll see the light and kind of realize that you've been doing all of the work all of this time in a way where actually this person's not doing you any favors. They're not taking the same kind of interest back into who it is that you are. They're completely preoccupied with themselves and their own process and their own baggage. You know, they can't get over themselves to actually see what's in front of them, to see who you are, to see what you've done. I kind of feel like this is a very new world for you that feels lighter and brighter, but also there's this new appreciation of who it is that you are for yourself. Yeah. It's time to go and do the things that you like that make it more fulfilling in a way where you don't need to be looking after somebody else. You can now look after yourself, yeah? So I kind of just feel like you're going to get on with it. And I feel like you'll actually enter into a really good phase because this just feels so much easier for you in a way where you can concentrate on yourself. If we come up here to the star and the Four of Cups, I feel here with these two cards, the outcome for this particular person is a really confused one. And I don't, will they reach out? I don't feel that they will reach out to you for the right reasons. I do feel they will reach out in some way, but it's not clear in terms of it being a concise intention. So it's a yes, they will reach out to you, but a no for all the wrong reasons, if that makes sense. I feel here with the Star and the Four of Cups, this person's still refusing to look at the situation in a way where there's just an enormous amount of denial. I felt because you've given up on this person, I kind of feel like this person is feeling sorry for themselves. It's like you've stopped trying to initiate some kind of engagement. You've stopped trying to get a response from them, and all of a sudden they're really annoyed by that. I kind of feel like this person is sort of unable to kind of really figure out what's going on and why it is that you've actually walked away, even though they'd kind of given up on you. Yeah, I think the hard reality is that when this person focuses on the outcome of the fact that you've actually walked away from them, I feel that that's not quite what they wanted. I think this is a person who wants their cake and they want to eat it as well. They want it, they don't want it. They don't want it for now, maybe they want it for later. There's a total lack of appreciation in what you've actually done to try and communicate with this person. And I think through their own process, they've kind of also come to some kind of a realization that maybe this isn't what they wanted. Maybe this isn't the outcome that they wanted. Maybe they did really want to contact you or to be with you or to have some kind of a future together. But at the same time, I don't really feel like this person is actually clear about what that means. Yeah? This is somebody who has a lot of emotional baggage. I feel that this is a person who is sort of very easily playing into being a victim. I felt that this is somebody who felt that their problems were everybody else's problems, and that they can't really face up to themselves to see what their problems actually are. Yeah, this person is in denial of intimacy. Now, intimacy doesn't necessarily mean it has to be an intimate relationship. It could be, but it can be any kind of relationship. I just feel that this person shies away from getting close in a way where they actually acknowledge what their responsibility is in any kind of a relationship. Yeah, this person shies away from giving of themselves in a way that is equal. Yeah, and I feel that there is something about getting close to people that scares them, that frightens them, that leaves them in a situation where they're unable to kind of face what's going on. You know, and for me, the outcome is one that is a difficult one for this person, because at the end of the day, I don't necessarily think this is exactly what they want, but it's certainly what they will get. And unless they're prepared to actually communicate and face themselves and have a mature conversation with you about an honest reason as to why it is that they actually can't speak to you or why it is that they can't do this, then I really do feel that you're better off to walk away. Look, I hope this reading has made some sense. And if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can, hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 2. This is your reading and we're looking at a no contact situation. So is this person going to reach out? And we're going to jump in and have a look and start up here with Judgment and the King of Pentacles. Thought it was a good place to start for the other person looking into the past. I feel like this person's made a huge impression on you, larger than life. You get a very big personality here in a way that is very attractive. I get a good-looking person. Good looking can be a lot of things, can be subjective. I mean, to you, I kind of just feel like they were really good looking. I felt that you saw something in them that was very attractive. Something about their personality that just really spoke to you in a big way. I just feel like there's been a very deep, long-lasting impression about them in a way that has kind of taken your interest. I get a very popular person here with these two cards. I feel like this is somebody who is really well liked by other people. Center of attention with friends, with colleagues. I think it's a lot to do with their personality. I think there's something about them that's attractive to everybody. I get somebody who is very into the way that they look. I get a cultivated looking person. You know, maybe this person is into the way that they dress, into their styling. You know, they've just got something going on there that just seems to really hit a note that people really like, that really appeals. Yeah, I get a strong social, but I also get a strong sexual appeal as well. There's something about this person that does seem to kind of really emanate and draw in a lot of attention. Very confident. The one thing that this person has is a lot of ego. There's a lot of self-confidence here in a way that I felt that they don't hesitate to self-promote themselves. At the same time, I kind of feel, although this person's made an impression on you, I feel that they're a little standoffish with their response to kind of, you know, to maybe absorbing anything from yourself. This person's very preoccupied with other people. I don't feel like they've shown you a lot of interest. Maybe they're playing hard to get, you know. I just don't feel like they're connecting at a deeper, more meaningful level. I feel like when you're trying to get into this person's space, you're gonna have to push past people. You know, maybe you have to push past a lot of the deeper insecurities. Because you know, for me, there is insecurity here. Even though this person is really confident, even though they've got a really large personality, big personality, there's something underneath it that says to me that they're compensating in some way. But they don't have hang-ups about that. You know, like I do feel that this person is shying away from something that's maybe a little bit more emotional. It's definitely difficult to get to know what their intentions and feelings are. What I like about this person is that they are really confident. And it's a little black and white. You kind of know what you're getting with this person. I don't feel like there's a lot of complexity underneath the surface in a way that says that this person is letting their insecurities get the better of them. Down here with the Hermit and the Page of Cups, I feel like this is a good place to start with yourself on your timeline. I feel like you've really fancied this person for a very long time. I feel like this goes deep into your past here with the Hermit. Maybe you've been watching on with this person from afar for a really long time. I just feel like there's something here that has, you know, captured your interest for a really long time. Maybe here with the Page of Cups is a real flirty card. I wonder whether you've actually been flirting with this person from afar. Maybe giving them a look, a bit of a wink, maybe putting it out there to other people to see who this person is, what they're about, you know, whether you can get their attention. I kind of feel like it's subtle, but I feel like you've definitely been making a bit of an effort here for a long period of time in a way that it's kind of built up to this moment of kind of, yeah, wanting to kind of like maybe take it to the next level, maybe to figure out whether this can be a thing between the two of you. I get a very quiet and shy person here. You know, I feel like you're quite reserved here with the Page of Cups and the Hermit. It just kind of feels very pulled back. Maybe you've been very shy to be upfront with this person, to kind of tell them how you really sort of think and feel in terms of your fancy of them. I think also here with the Hermit, it kind of looks to me as though you're looking for a much deeper experience. You know, so although you're flirting, you're looking for something that actually leads into a relationship potential. I feel that this isn't heavy though. I kind of feel like you're just being very explorative here in a way that is just kind of pushing up against this experience to see what is possible. I get a very creative, very artistically talented person here. I think that you're really fun to be around once you open up with people. I think it takes quite a long time to get to know who it is that you really are. I think a lot of that's to do with you needing to feel comfortable to open up to people. Yeah, there is something really quirky about your personality. I think you need to know people to be the real you. Yeah, to really open up and kind of relax and just to kind of let it out. And when you do that, I think that you're actually really quite an interesting, very different person. Um, Something very spiritually minded, very much on a sort of deeper quest here with the hermit. I think you're very internalized, very creatively, and well, very creative and very conceptual is what I would have said. The Page of Cups, kind of a light-hearted card, very flirtatious, likes to have a lot of fun. And the two of these cards actually, just really spark an interest for me in terms of the type of person that you are, because I think there's a lot more than meets the eye. And I don't feel that this person has seen that. Yeah, I don't feel like this person has actually captured a snapshot of what you're actually like deep down. But I feel that you've definitely seen something about this person that you actually really like, and I think you've actually captured something a little bit more deep about them that you like. Okay, up here to Chariot and the Seven of Pentacles. I felt this was more in the here and now with this other person. I feel like they're completely preoccupied in a way where they're looking at other things. This person's, you can see here with the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, very, very, very materially focused. This person's very into the money, very into how does it they look, into the things that they have materially, whether that's a nice car, nice things, nice house, nice whatever. I just kind of feel that this person is very success orientated, and it's all one thing or it's nothing. They're kind of into that for now, whether it's making money, whether it's their job, whether it's some kind of goal, and they're kind of 100% onto that. You can see that here with the Chariot. You can also see it with the King of Pentacles. I think this person is definitely thinking about you at this time. You can see that here with the Seven of Pentacles. I feel that they are looking at who you are and what you're about. But I don't feel like they're going deep into that experience. Like at the same time, I think that they're looking at other things that are also kind of, priorities to them. I think this person is really contemplating whether they should reach out at this point in time. But as soon as they do that, they become focused about other things. They're about their sort of driven, goal-setting nature to succeed, to kind of materialize some other aspect in their life. I don't see a lot of emotional reflection here in a way that actually kind of looks into the kind of I guess the feels as to whether this is a thing for them with you. I feel this person is looking at you, but they're also looking at you in a way that kind of sort of fits more into the image, It's more about who you are and what you're about and how it would be if they kind of took it to the next level with you. But also how that would actually sort of, I guess, fit into their self-portrayal. It's a little bit egotistical for me. You can see that here with the Chariot, which is a very egotistical card. It's definitely driving that energy into the experience of understanding who it is that you are through themselves, not necessarily about who it is that you are because of who you are, if that makes sense. I think this person does think to reach out every so often, but when they get to that point, something else kind of preoccupies them, and they're thinking about that instead. Their own self-satisfaction, their wants and needs, they all come first. So this person hasn't reached out to you, obviously. Down here to the World and the Eight of Swords. I feel like in response to this that you're feeling very pushed away, very pushed down. The lack of contact has taken a big toll on your self-confidence. I think that you're worried that the lack of response, the lack of contact, that it's actually all about you, that you're the problem, right? So you're kind of seeing everything through your own filter of negativity. I feel like you've really cornered yourself into a situation where you're kind of going through a lot of negative rhetoric that is based on historical understandings of who it is that you are and how this kind of thing always happens to you. I think maybe here with the Eight of Swords, looking into the past, I think when you go deep into the past, deep into your world, it's almost as though you have a very set view of your own limitations, and you see those limitations as being something that stems from a problem that lies within you. I think if you look more broadly at that, I think that's actually a lot to do with your own conditioning, but it's also the conditioning that other people have told you. Maybe you were brought up in a family that told you those sorts of things. Maybe you've had a relationship or many relationships where people have kind of told you that, or maybe there just is a sensitivity, a predisposition to kind of think and feel about things through that kind of lens. I feel here that you can't see that this is not about you. Yeah, that's the thing. It's all about you, thinking about you being the problem. I think that you think at this point in time that it's just not going to happen. It's like a foreboding, a worry that this is going to be a really negative outcome. And it feels like the end of the world. It kind of just feels like you're kind of hitting a wall here that sort of leads you into hating on yourself, right? You're hating on yourself, but you're also only seeing bad things coming from this particular situation. A lot of sort of, I guess, self-oppression, but also a lot of triggers that kind of lead you to kind of remember things that you've been told that make you think about negative stuff that kind of oppresses you. Yeah. The thing is, what you're not seeing is how absolutely amazing you actually are at this point in time. Yeah. You're just simply reacting or triggering to the lack of contact, the lack of, I guess, the lack of being seen by somebody else, yeah, or being validated by somebody else. Where's this all going to go? Because we come up here to the Empress and the Ten of Wands. I feel with this other person, their preoccupation continues on in a way where their focus turns to work and productivity here with the Ten of Wands. Definitely a card about work. Again, this driven nature, this driven personality is just kind of, taking on goals, objectives, the Empress, all about productivity and, flourishing outcomes in terms of, trying to achieve, fertile ground. These two cards are, like are very driven cards in some ways. I kind of just feel like this person isn't contacting you. I don't feel that they're going to reach out to you. And I feel like their attention turns towards other things that kind of are just about taking them forward in their lives. It's kind of almost like a natural order of things. And it's not that they don't like you. There's no hate here. There's no repulsion. There's actually not even any rejection. It's just simply that this person is really into themselves and they're really into what is it they're doing in a way where they're just kind of getting on with their life because that's their priority. Their priority is not about intimacy. It's not about relationships. It's not about getting to know other people in a way that becomes deep and meaningful. It's simply nuts and bolts, getting on with it in a way that gets them to where they want to be in terms of their own success. So I kind of feel that this person's kind of just happy to kind of get on with things in a way where they're just doing them. I don't feel that they'll reach out, but again, I don't feel like it's because they don't like you. It's just that they're not into you in the same way. I think that's the bottom line. They're not triggered at an emotional level to feel feelings of exploration and to want to take this kind of flirtation to the next level. If we come down here to Justice and the Five of Pentacles, I feel that you're going to take this really tough here. I just kind of feel it's going to trigger you to really go deeper into this feeling of worthlessness, a sense of feeling that this is a reflection of you and who it is that you are, and of all of your lack. Your lack of whatever it is that you perceive it to be. Your lack of self-worth is what this is really about. Justice is definitely a card about weighing up the reality. It's a card of truth. It's a card of judgment. It's really forcing you here to sort of say, why is it that I'm always in this situation where I kind of feel like this? I want to maybe be with somebody or to get closer with them. And then, I'm kind of left out in the cold in a way where I feel rejected and alone. I think you're going to be really hard on yourself in this situation in a way that's so unnecessary because, at the end of the day, this is not a reflection of who it is that you are. Yeah. The feeling of being unloved and feeling empty and wanting to feel really close to somebody is really strong here. But I think that this is an outcome where Your fate lays in your own arms, really, in your own hands. So, the question at this point in the future is, how do I get what it is that I want? And the way that you get what it is that you want is to believe in yourself, and to believe in everything that you actually have to give to somebody else, and to believe that you're a good person, not to believe that you're not a good person and that you have nothing or that you are worthless. What you project is what you will actually get here. So it's time to really look at yourself here in a way where you address more in the current form of where we're at in the present here with these two cards, the World and the Eight of Swords. Really looking at where this negative rhetoric is going. Where does this take you? It just takes you into a lack of self-belief, a self-hate, a feeling of being worthless, but also question where that actual rhetoric is coming from. Who's conditioning you to think that? If it's not somebody else, why are you conditioning? Why are you telling yourself that that's who it is that you are? If you come back over here to the Hermit and the Page of Cups, I think you're a shy person. I think you're very, very sensitive. I think you need to concentrate on the positives here. You've got an amazingly quirky personality with an enormous amount to give to the right person. And when you look at who this person is egotistical and driven, success orientated. They're quite hard and fast, and to be honest with you, they're actually quite needy of attention in a way that doesn't reflect the honesty that you actually have to give here. You're looking for somebody who's much more like-minded. So when it gets to this point of making a decision about what you need to do in response of no contact, this is not about you. This is about the other person. Okay. Hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 3. This is your reading and we're looking at a no contact situation today. So let's see if this person is going to reach out. Let's start up here with Judgment and the Four of Cups. A good place to start with the other person looking to the present. I feel like this person's definitely got the hump with you. A lot of emotional dissatisfaction about the situation that has arisen in a way where they're resisting any kind of pressure to feel that they should have to communicate with you. I feel like this person is very much about talk to the hand. They're pushing back in a very emotional way. I feel like this person is feeling victimized, very sorry for themselves. They've put you into the sin bin, essentially. They're not wanting to make you feel that you have any power over this situation. They want you to know that they're unhappy. They want you to know that they're dissatisfied. They feel like they're really spreading the word about this in a way where they're talking to other people, telling other people about what's been going on in a way that says that they're not happy with you. Maybe even bad-mouthing you. Maybe sort of saying bad things about you in a way that makes you look like you're the villain. It feels emotional, and it feels like they're manipulating the situation in a way where they're kind of pushing you away, trying to make you feel bad about what's going on, trying to make you feel like you're responsible, that they are the victim. And when they're conversing or communicating with other people, really clearly outlining that they're not happy with you and that they feel that this is all your fault, essentially. It's childish. I feel like this person is being really difficult. They're not thinking straight about this. They're just thinking through their own dissatisfaction, about their own self-need, about their emotions. They feel unhappy. They want you to be unhappy. And they want everybody else to know that they are unhappy with you. It kind of smacks of wanting it to all go my way. I do feel that this person is surrounding themselves by other people that are maybe playing into this with them. People who will listen, people who will pander to their thoughts and feelings in a way that props that up. I don't feel this person is looking to constructively figure out things in a mature way. It feels very emotional, and it feels very needy. Okay, this person needs to have people on their side. They need people to see it from their perspective. And they're not really thinking straight. They're not thinking about this in a balanced way that just kind of maturely kind of sees things from both sides of the of the perspective. I just don't feel like this person is able to maturely engage at this time, and so there's nothing really constructive for them to contribute. Coming down here to the Magician and the Six of Pentacles. I thought this is a good place to start with yourself, looking here into the present in response to what's going on. I feel like you've been pushing really actively with communication to this person. I feel like you put it all out on the table in a way that is just very honest and upfront. I kind of feel like you're sort of saying, you know, I just want to have a word with you to kind of try and figure this out. I wondered whether, for some of you, whether you're using, like here with the Six of Pentacles, whether you're using like another person. I say using, but you know, like looking to find help from somebody else, maybe a friend or a colleague or a family member who's like a go-between that kind of gets your side of the story out there in a way that is unbiased and balanced, and maybe somebody who can actually sort of fish for some kind of a response from this other person in a way that just tries to bring balance for you, for them, for the other person, so that things can kind of begin to kind of just, you know, move along a little bit in terms of trying to take this to the next level. I feel here with the Magician, you're really motivated here. And I just feel like you're sort of shooting from the hip. You know, you're being very straight up, very, very honest. I think you've got it all out on the table. I think you see there's an opportunity here just to reconcile differences in a way where you bring balance to the situation. I feel like you've laid your cards on the table in a way that's just very honest. Yeah, this is active diplomacy for me. I don't feel like you're being confrontational. I just think that you're being very forward in a way that's honest and trying to push things along because there's nothing to lose by doing that. I think you can also see both sides of the coin here with the Six of Pentacles. I think you know to a large degree what this other person is like, and that you know that you need to tread carefully and kindly in a non-confrontational way, because you might get this person's back up and make them more emotional if you do that. I feel also here that you're also giving this person the benefit of the doubt. I think you're actually being really kind and very generous of yourself in a way that understands that this person is possibly looking at the situation in a glass half empty way, that they can be a little bit emotionally difficult, that they do have some baggage to bring to the table in a way that makes things like this a little bit tricky to navigate. But essentially, I just kind of feel like you're putting your best foot forward, and you're doing that with honesty and integrity. I think, you know, it also seems to me that you're kind of working your magic with this a little bit. I think dynamically, you know what's going on in a way where there's a lot of maturity coming through here, and I think that you're prepared to take the slack where this person's not able to step up and perhaps meet you more professionally, more maturely, just more as an adult, really. Coming over here to the Star and the Five of Wands, looking into the past with yourself, I feel like you've been very focused on a lot of other things and not giving 100% to this particular connection. This could be any kind of connection for me. I mean, it could be friendship. It could be an intimate relationship. It could also be a work colleague. There's a lot of work cards that come up here. But I feel like you've definitely been focused on other things. You've been very active with work here with the Five of Wands. I think maybe also socially you've been very active. I feel like you've had a lot of plates spinning around. Like there's been a lot of activity going on in your world in the past here that says to me that it's been very difficult maybe to straddle giving to this other person and keeping all of these other things going. I just feel like you've been very active and busy, and kind of keeping on top of a lot of things that leave you feeling very distracted. I think you're also very sensitive here with the Star. I think you're sensitive to the things that you actually need to prioritize in terms of whether it's work or business or social engagements or just kind of doing life, you know, on a day-to-day level. But I think you've known that, that's taken away your focus from this other person in a way where you haven't been able to give 100%. I do feel that there has been some kind of wrangling here with the Five of Wands with this other person. Perhaps this has brought up arguments around what your priorities are with this other person in a way that kind of puts you into a slightly vulnerable place, I would have said. I kind of feel this other person is questioning why you're spending so much time with other people. Maybe it's other friends or contacts, and not really understanding why it is that they don't come first. Yeah, I feel like it's been very difficult for you to kind of keep everybody else happy, including this other person. There's a total lack of understanding here for me from this other person in a way that says that they've been very demanding of you. If I come up here to the Empress and the Queen of Wands, I feel here this other person has definitely been turning their focus away from you, pulling back their efforts and not giving you so much time. I feel like they've started to let things cool off with you in a way where they just haven't been so active here with the Empress in kind of giving you any time. I feel like they're matching your preoccupation in a way where they're looking at other things. It's like, well, if you're going to be like that with me, I'm going to be like that with you. I feel like this person is beginning to play hard to get in a way that just starts to complicate things. I would have said by this time this person is definitely communicating some kind of dissatisfaction, but it's in a non-verbal way. I don't feel like this person clearly communicates with you or with themselves. I don't feel like they are articulate of situations where relationships begin to become problematic. I don't feel they're a strong communicator at all. And you can see here with the Queen of Wands, this person shies away from confronting the situation in a way that just kind of really articulates what they're actually feeling deep down inside. And I think at this point in time, they don't know. They just start to react to the situation. But you can see here with Judgment and the Four of Cups, by about now, this person is definitely just feeling really unhappy. So they want you to know that, but they can't actually say it in person. They can't tell you over a call or in a message. They can only do that through other people. And when they do it, it's done in almost like a hurtful way, or a way that makes them look like they've actually been hard done by. This person here with the Queen of Wands and the Empress, definitely very strong-willed and very strong-willed about their position back here in the past. I feel like they've had enough, and they're kind of sort of focusing on other things in a way where they're kind of prepared to endure what I would say is a long game. It's not about necessarily getting you back, but it's just about communicating in a way that perhaps evens the score to make you know that they aren't happy. I feel like this person just hasn't really had any other outlet other than to focus on you. It's as though they have no other creative focus. There's nothing really else going on in their lives. There could even be a little bit of jealousy here for me. The fact that you're so busy, you can see that here with the Magician and the Five of Wands. You're obviously a very active, busy person with a lot of things going on in your life in a way that says it's quite full. And I feel like this other person here, in response to that, they don't have so much else going on. I feel like they are self-reflecting a lot. I don't feel like they have so much of a focus externally from the relationship with you in a way that kind of, just kind of picks up pieces and really becomes preoccupied with something else that might actually take their attention away. I kind of feel like the focus is all on you. And again, I just feel this person feels very left out and pushed aside in a way where they want to communicate that in a very non-verbal way. I mean, where's all of this going? If we look down here to the Emperor and the Seven of Pentacles, I feel the outcome here for you is one where you're not prepared to give up on this person until you actually get a result. The Emperor is a very determined energy. It's very driven. It doesn't take no for an answer. And you see here with the Seven of Pentacles, you're going through a very reflective process, but also you're not prepared to give up in a way where you're determined to succeed really is what this is all about. I feel here, with the Emperor, it's a very impatient energy. I think you're very impatient to hear back from this person. I kind of feel like this is a very slow process though, where where you're kind of left hanging in the balance, kind of waiting for this person to get back to you at some point. But it's a long time coming. Like I feel like you're looking at this situation in a way where you're saying, look, I'm too invested to let go. I've actually put a lot into this particular connection. I don't feel like this is worth just throwing it all away. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm determined to actually make something happen here in a way where I want to show this person that I'm not going to give up on them. So I kind of feel like you're keeping a very constructive focus, not taking no for an answer. But also, these are very positive cards at the same time. They know what they want, and they don't want to give up. They want a result. So I kind of feel like this is very much about positive manifestation of just kind of holding your ground, holding the space, and really keeping a constructive focus and not folding into some kind of emotional tit for tat with this other person. The Emperor is also a really strong fathering card. I mean, depending on who you are, it's a parenting card, generally speaking. I feel also here you're sort of knowing that this person is. I kind of feel like you've come to a point of realization of understanding this person is actually really childish, yeah, and that you are the adult in the room. You're the one that actually has to set the example. You're the one that has to almost parent this other person. I kind of feel like you've figured that out by about this point in a way where it helps you to understand the situation and not to react to them. Because I really feel like that's what this person wants here with Judgment and the Four of Cups. I feel like this person's looking for a reaction. They're baiting you. Yeah, they want you to get upset. They want you to get angry. They want you to react in a way that kind of justifies them in some way to kind of feel that they've been hard done by. It would make you look like you're the aggressor. It would make you look like you're the one to blame. So I think here with the Emperor and the Seven of Pentacles, it's a really good realization to come to kind of to stand your ground with steadfastness and maturity. Up here to the Sun and the Knight of Pentacles, I feel this person will contact you. Yeah, definitely. But I feel that they're going to really string it out for you. The Knight of Pentacles is known for, it's a very slow moving card, but it mobilizes situations in a way where it actually moves things ahead. I feel this person will make you wait a bit longer. And I think also they're heading into a much more positive place by giving themselves more time and space. So here with the Sun, I kind of feel like things have moved on from these other cards into a much more positive space where they feel more lighter, happier, more uplifted. Emotionally they're in a much more positive place. The Knight of Pentacles was also a card of structure and steadfastness. I just kind of feel like their confidence is returned in a way where there's some consistency in their behavior, that they don't feel so emotionally reactive to the situation, where they're a little bit more dependable within themselves about how they see things. I think this person comes to a very positive and constructive outcome here that says to me that through seeing your consistent efforts to communicate with them, to reach out to them, to give them the attention that they're actually really looking for, yeah, that finally they feel that it's time to kind of come back to you and to reach out in a way where they want to kind of move things ahead as they were before in some ways. I do feel that this person's in a very positive and happy place with some consistency here. And I feel like the attention that they've been giving you, or you've been giving them accumulatively, fuels that stability in many ways. So there's no more game playing around here at this point. I just feel like this person has kind of evened out and their emotional behavior becomes much more consistent and much more positive and also much more predictable. In many ways, I kind of feel almost as though your understanding of this person, your forgiveness of them and your consistency to be there for them is giving them what it is that they actually do really want and what they need. But I kind of feel like this is actually a very positive reading, to be fair. I feel like this person is kind of moving away from that childish behavior into something that is a little bit more consistent in a way that meets you because they trust you, yeah? I feel if you come back here to the Star and the Five of Wands, I think your preoccupation with things here in the past that have taken away the attention from them has actually really been a bit of a curveball for this person in a way where they just haven't known how to handle it. They are not dealing with it in the most positive way at this point in time, but they are dealing with it in the only way that they really know how to. I feel like you do know this person well enough to say, I'm going to cut them some slack and give them some time. And I feel like the both of you will actually end up in a really good place in terms of an outcome. So I do feel this person will reach out and contact you. Look, I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of information about who it is that I am and who it is and how you can actually access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Everyone, welcome to card number 4. This is your reading and we're looking at whether this person is going to reach out. So it's a no contact situation. Let's start up here with the Star and the 9 of Pentacles. Look into the past with the other person. Get a lot of uncertainty here with this person. I feel like this is about commitment. This could be definitely a relationship of intimate sorts. Somebody who I feel is very torn between two different worlds here, with the Star and the 9 of Pentacles. I just feel like this person is kind of turning away from the relationship at this point in a way where they're considering other options that are very much to do with their potential to explore personal development in a way that lends to other life goals. I kind of feel like something's beckoning this person, pulling them away. There's a lot of consideration that is focused outside of the relationship in a way that looks to this potential within here at the 9 of Pentacles. You know, there's some sort of thing that this person wants to do or to explore, whether it's their talent, whether it's about some thing that they want to do in life. I just feel that they're torn between the idea of being with you and being somewhere else. Very preoccupied with a different kind of life. I feel like this is kind of splitting time between you and somebody else or something else. It's not about somebody else, it's about something else. I don't feel like when they're with you at this point in time that they're really on board with you 100%. It's like there's a preoccupation that's drawing them away to consider other things. And I feel in many ways they're wanting a different life, but at the same time, I do feel like this person is being honest with you here with the Star. It's a really exposed card that really lays bare, you know, how this person really is. I feel like this is a conundrum for this person. I feel like this person is honestly articulating that in a way that says, I don't want to hurt you, but at the same time, the truth really hurts. You know, there's no getting away from that. And, you know, like I feel like they're torn between you and wanting something else. This feels like a very slow amount of time, though. I don't feel like this is actually happening quickly. It feels like it's something that's kind of slipping away, and that process, you know, it's not a quick process. It's not a quick realization. It's not a quick set of circumstances that kind of forces you to feel that you can have control by making a decision one way or the other. And I just feel like it's a lot like a slow leak in a tire. You know, just over time, it becomes more and more difficult to steer where this is going between the both of you. And ultimately, this person's focus fades into some other area of their life or some other kind of desire, really. I'm going to jump down here with the Hierophant and the 5 of Wands. I feel like you have put a fight up against this in a way that says that you want to maintain commitment. The Hierophant is definitely about marriage or some kind of a commitment with somebody that symbolically references settling down. You know, like I feel at this point you're very sure about what it is that you want. You're prepared to fight for that. You're not prepared to let go. I wonder whether for some of you, whether you've involved other people into this situation in a way that gets them on board with how you're thinking and feeling. Maybe there's an effort to try and rally support, you know, for yourself in terms of how you're feeling morally. But also maybe to rally support to convince, you know, this other person that staying together is the right thing. it's almost like defending yourself, also defending the sanctity of the relationship in a way that really honors that. I just feel like you've really believed in this situation here with the Hierophant, very principled card. I feel like you're on board and saying, like, I want to stay together. I want to be together. I don't want to let go. I want to fight for this. I want us to fight for this together. And I want to defend what it is that we actually have. I think deep down, though, there's a sense that it's fighting a losing battle. I feel like there could be a lot of arguments here with the Five of Wands. A lot of arguments. I feel like that's coming from you, though. I feel like a defensiveness. This person is potentially taking something away from you that you don't want to lose. Like you're having to fight for it. I feel like you're putting in an argument here. You're wrangling for this. You're saying you don't want this to fade away. You don't want to let it go. So a lot of communication coming through it, maybe out of defensiveness. A sense maybe that you're feeling that you are the problem. This person has the power to kind of discern or to decide what the future is for the both of you, and that's going to impact on you because it's not what you want. You don't want to lose them. So I feel like this has been a very difficult time that has slowly unfolded, but also eroded. If I come up here to the Tower and the Knight of Pentacles, which is more in the present, maybe the recent past, but definitely, it's current for me. I feel there has been a sudden breakup on this person's part. I feel like they have pulled the rug from underneath your feet in a way that has left you reeling. I feel like it's out of the blue. Maybe slowly but surely this person was focusing on other things that left you to feel, I'm not confident about where this is going, but I don't feel like there's been a kind of clear decisiveness here in the past, and all of a sudden I just kind of feel something's happened. It feels very sudden. I feel like this person is saying I can't do it anymore, and they've just given up. I feel like they've walked out on you. Knight of Pentacles, very strong card for structure and routine. I feel like this person has walked away from that. I feel like they've walked away from the structure and the routine of your world together in a way that has said, I have to move on. I feel like here with the Tower, that's just happened a little bit out of the blue. I don't feel like there's been preparation or discussion. There's been no communication around bringing this to a close. I feel like they're there one day and they're gone the next. Maybe this person's just moved out. Maybe they've moved away. But they've certainly moved on. Ultimately, that's what this person has done. And I feel like they're fixed on a new focus. It's like they've turned their back on this and kind of moved into a new experience here with the Knight of Pentacles. They're looking to new horizons. They've mobilized themselves in a very slow but sure way to kind of, to step out and away from the world that they have with you. I have to say here, I feel like this person's gotten bored. I feel like they're bored with themselves in this relationship. There's something that goes much deeper than the relationship that they have with you. This is very much about this person's personal journey, like a yearning for something more deeper, more meaningful in terms of their existence, about maybe the meaning of life. I feel like this person is on a path of trying to find something that they can't find within the relationship with you, and that it's almost like a calling of some sort. I feel like this was a very brave act for them to just kind of give up and move on. I feel like they're very sure about what they don't want here, but maybe the way that they've done that, I think that's ultimately been really, really hurtful, because they've shown no passion or interest to bring closure to this in an honorable way. I think that's very difficult to come to terms with. There's a lack of communication, but there's also a lack of consideration as to how this is going to make you feel. It's kind of nuts and bolts. This is what it is that I've got to do. I've got to move on, and I'm not really going to offer you any explanation as to I guess the more nuanced understanding as to why that may be. If I come down here to the Empress and the Four of Pentacles, I feel here with yourself in response to this situation that you've fully contracted from what's going on in a way where you've completely shut down on this whole situation. I I think you've just gone into looking after yourself in a way where you've pulled down the shutters and you know, it's a defensive posture, you know, you're in defense mode. It's like, you know, like I can't take any more knocks. I can't take any more of what's going on in here in a way where, you know, I feel isolated, I feel alone. I don't feel like I have any support. I've only got myself to look after here. It's a lack of closure that is really kind of, you know, really difficult to get a grip on. And I feel that you feel that everything has been taken away from you. So you're kind of hanging on to everything that you can as a way of clawing back. Maybe it's your possessions, maybe it's money, but I think ultimately for everybody, it's about dignity. It's like, you know, I don't want to be seen as somebody who's lost face, somebody who has had everything taken away from them, somebody who's been walked over, perhaps. So I kind of feel like you're standing tall, you're standing strong, you're standing up to what's going on in a way where you're saying, it's okay, I'm independent, I'm going to do this alone. You know, like I feel like you have found strength within yourself to understand that perhaps this is the end for you. I don't think that you feel that you could give it another go either way because of what this person has actually done. Maybe also there's a feeling that I'm the only one that's actually given to this situation, that it was all on me to make this happen. You know, the Empress is very much a card of productivity and you know, here with the, you know, the Four of Pentacles, you know, definitely hanging on to the things that you've actually produced in this relationship. Maybe it's like a validation that I did this, you know, that I'm the one that supported us. I'm the one that actually kept this going. And despite this person's inability to kind of do the right thing by me, you know, maybe I've got to do the right thing by myself. So I think there's a lot of defensiveness still here, though. You know, maybe afraid of being hurt, but definitely not prepared to try it again. And you know, I think you don't want this person to have anything that maybe they left behind or that you shared together. I think you just want it all back, you know? Where's this all going in terms of this person reaching out to you? Will it happen? I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel that this person is going to reach out. Here with the Chariot and the Page of Wands. It's a new beginning for this person here in the future. I feel like they've turned a corner and they're facing a very new direction that is about being somewhere else. I wonder whether this is about relocation. Page of Wands definitely putting their sights out into the world in a way where it's looking at new horizons. The Chariot is a, you know, very driven card. I feel like this person just wants to get away from this situation. They don't want to turn back to look at it. This person certainly doesn't want to be tied down. This is very much about this person's freedom. I feel like this person wants to fulfill the freedom to set their sights on new horizons. I feel like they want to fulfill a very different life path. I feel like they're going down a very different road that's very independent. They're turning their back on their old life. I don't say that they're turning back on you, but then again, they are, you know, by their actions. I think this is not something that this person is thinking at this point. It's not that they're thinking they're turning their back on you. I think they're just getting on with it because they know that they need to. They don't want this to be messy because they know that it has been. It was always going to be this way with this person. You know, if I come back here to the Star and the Nine of Pentacles, this person was always split within this connection with you. I don't feel that this person could ever have given themselves fully in any kind of relationship, of any type of relationship. I just feel that this person has felt some sort of a calling that has kind of shaken them up to the core here with the Tower and the Knight of Pentacles. You know, like this has taken them outside of their comfort zone. They've really had to kind of be brave and to face themselves, to uproot themselves, to do what they're actually doing within themselves in terms of their independent journey. And that is and can be interpreted as a lack of consideration to you. But ultimately, they've actually had to do something that is beckoning them. And I feel here that that's kind of something that was in their nature. I feel down here with the Fool and the Nine of the Nine of Cups, I don't think that this is all bad, because when I look at these two cards here, I feel like this is a new beginning for yourself that redefines you as a person. Here with the Fool, you're kind of just letting it all go. I also feel like here with the Nine of Cups, I think reflectively, it's the realization perhaps that this was all becoming a little bit too familiar. This relationship was not really hitting it at a core level for yourself. There was always something missing here for you. I feel like you're going to get to a place here where you just realize that a new adventure begins for yourself. The Fool is very much about your own self-identity and just kind of being in the moment in a way where you throw caution to the wind and take a leap of faith. And I feel that this kind of breakup, it almost kind of forces you into a new experience that actually is quite liberating. I feel like there's a lot of energy that's released through letting this person go and coming to terms with being independent and finding your own identity without a relationship. It's almost like like all of a sudden you don't need to have somebody else to define you or to define your existence. I feel like you'll also forget about this person really quickly. It kind of feels to me as almost like you're turning a corner. You're turning into a new direction in your life in a way that gives you new perspective through being alone and letting this person go. I don't feel that this is going to be difficult for you. And although at the moment maybe you're sort of hanging on to what is it happened in a way that feels that you've taken the brunt of something that you had no power to be a part of in terms of making a decision. I feel like you'll get through this experience really quickly. I also would say here with these two cards, I almost feel that you don't feel that you need to have a commitment with anybody else anytime soon. It's like being alone, being independent, doing your own thing. I think you're going to be really happy with that for a while. I feel also here there's a lot of excitement in the Fool. I just kind of feel like you're kind of having experiences that you would never have had if this had never have happened. Look, I hope this reading has made some sense. If it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how does you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care.